Okay, who here hasn't been to space? Why? You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
It's going to be the Planet of the Apes film that's coming up, the reboot of the franchise. Now, we have talked about this. We talked about this several months ago. It was something we touched on. We speculated where could this be going. We knew at the time that the Maze Runner, Wes Ball director, he's going to be helming this new reboot for the franchise. I enjoyed the first Maze Runner, and I had problems with the second and the third. I liked the books, but the second and the third, especially the Scorch Trials, just did not do it for me.
Nope.
And so I'm hoping that Wes Ball can take the magic that he brought to the first Maze Runner and put that into this reboot for the franchise. Like I said, we don't know too much about it, other than that we do have the name and we have the cast. The leading actress for the cast is going to be the girl from The Witcher, Freya Allen. Freya Allen is going to be the leading actress in this film, and the film is going to be called, what is it? Kingdom? Is it Kingdom? Yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be the next installment of the franchise here. So I think that is pretty exciting. Like I said, I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan. I adored. I don't care. Yeah, if it's whether it's the original, whether it's Mark Wahlberg's, or whether it's the new installment. Besides the inappropriately named War for the Planet of the Apes, I thought that they were great. I really did.
Yeah.
I love Planet of the Apes. I guess I'm more curious as to where are we going with this reboot in the franchise, because it is a continuation. It's a continuation from where War of the Planet of the Apes left off, but it's going to be a couple years after. Right. So it's going to be, well, not a couple years. It's going to be some
reset, not a hard reset.
Yeah. So it's not a couple years. It's going to be some years after, and it's going to be following a young chimpanzee and things like that. So I'm interested. Where are we going with this? Like, have the apes fully taken over at this point? Is it a ape world? Humans are the the slaves, or is it more modern? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm really curious what this is going to be.
Yeah. Well, and I'm really excited for the actress involved here. She plays Ciri in The Witcher, and she's very good at what she does. She's a great actress, so that's hopeful. That's exciting to me. And I just hope they capture the magic of what... I'm going to make one thing clear, actually, real fast. If you don't like Planet of the Apes, go fuck yourself.
Planet of the Apes is great.
But I hope they capture the magic of, like, what made the last trilogy of Planet of the Apes so good for me. It wasn't really... I honestly want to say it wasn't even the story for me. It was the in-depth relationship of the characters. Like, Caesar was... so profoundly compelling as a character.
Yeah.
Who was the orangutan? Wasn't it Cornelius?
It's Cornelius.
Yeah, Cornelius. He was. I mean, of course they're animals, so we have that weird, it's a monk. But like but then like at first it's a cute orangutan and he's smart and la da da. And then 3 movies down the line, you're like, I respect the fuck out of Cornelia. You know what I'm saying? You kind of, when they walk into the room, right? You get to know the different leaders, the different group dynamic of the chimps, the big gorilla that sacrificed himself, right? Yeah. That, I think, is the magic they have to capture in this. It's just the pay attention, give us characters we care about, right? Don't get overcomplicated in the plot. The plot's been made for you, right? Have it.
But has it?
I'm saying like have it like as far as like your setting is there. You're set up from. You can look at the previous movies and go kind of what would have happened. Well, let's follow timelines. You're not rebooting the whole franchise your own way, right? Give us a good story, but you've got to nail those characters. Nailing those characters is the most important.
I agree with you. I agree with you. They do have to nail the characters. But I will definitely say they've got to nail this plot, too, because... I was just reading the comment section there where Stamina MC said, I don't know how many more reboots I can stomach, because we are in the age of reboots. I've said that before, too.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing in that. I don't know, because what are you doing? Like, we said this about the Karate Kid stuff. What are you doing with Karate Kid that we have not seen you do before?
Right. Yeah.
What are you doing with Planet of the Apes that we have not seen you do before? We've seen the originals. We've seen Mark Wahlberg's. I would personally like it to be more toward the end of Mark Wahlberg's, where he showed up and sitting on the Lincoln Memorial was the ape. That's the shit I want to see. I want to see a world where they have really taken over, where it is them. They are the top of the food chain. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see like this whole like I loved the second one of the newest ones. I loved it. But I want to see not just an established village in the trees and in a random forest.
Right.
I want to see an established fucking civilization.
Right. Planet,
Yeah. I want to see them out there really no, we are the top of the food chain, pulling up in cop cars like they did at the end of Mark Wahlberg, with their guns, like, who are you? Bro, it's dope.
See, and that's the thing too. It depends on that as far as how far their evolution has gone and like how far in the future we're going, right? Because one of my favorite scenes in the second movie was when I can't remember his name for the life of me. He was basically Caesar's rival at one point, kind of. That Caesar was. Koba, where he's swinging, and there's the dude with the guns, and they're around the corner, but he's acting like a stupid monkey.
Yes, yes.
And just obliterates them, doing stuff like that. Like, to me, that's what I'm saying, it's this weird thing of I knew which ape that was. I knew what he was, I'm seeing it.
But that's what they did a very good job at in the newer ones.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, but it's the nuanced characters, and I felt like something authentic that he would do in that moment. That you learn from the character. That's what I'm saying. I mean, yes, I want to see good parts of the story, but to me in these movies, what makes or breaks them is how in tune I get with the characters. So if you go, here's just a bunch of apes, none of them matter but two, right?
Yeah, no, definitely don't do that. But I have to have an established world here. I have to know what we're doing, where we're going, why am I interested in? Yes, why am I interested to come for the not just for the reboot, but for it to come if you're doing a trilogy here, 2 more after this. Why am I amped for the second one? Why am I even going to be amped for the third one? What are you showing me here with this? And 2, I don't know if Andy Serkis is involved. That kind of bothers me too, because he was Caesar. He was, the facial expressions and everything that man is able to do. Even
anything
Snoke,
CGI.
Anything CGI. Snoke, Schmeagol, anything that he's done, phenomenal. So kind of that kind of is like, ugh. So doing,
he was a big part of why that was so good. And it can't just be rinse and repeat. Same thing again. And I'm with you. I want to see that advancement because we haven't in any of that gotten back to like the original or like the Mark Wahlberg time. And I think that we've done enough of establishing like, okay, the human population is dwindling. Like it got wiped out by this, and like there's some strongholds. But like, I want to see it like truly Planet of the Apes.
For sure.
And I will follow up on what Stamina said. The last thing I'll say about it is I agree with you about this whole we are in the land of reboots. I mean, we are, right? I mean, it's
a majority of what's
it's pretty bad now, right? It seems like everyone's just going for big name. It's trying to sell you on nostalgia and this and that and the other. And I kind of agree with you. I see these things and I'm like, okay, right? Like, okay, I see New Planet of the Apes. That nostalgia kicks in at first, where I'm like, oh, but when I don't sit down and just look up Planet of the Apes stuff, and I'm not hyped. I'm not overly ecstatic about it, right? So they have to get me there.
Yeah,
right.
So that's a fair point. They have to be like, it has to be one of them things where if I'm having a conversation, the movie comes out, I'm talking to someone, they're like, I've seen a million Planet of the Apes. It's an old story. No, you don't know this story. Yeah. Like, it has to be that compelling.
If they put out a trailer where some of these questions we have are answered, that'll pull us in. We'll be like, shit, it's like that. And we're going to be like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie.
And the last thing I'll say about it, something that I really want to from this is don't bring me another War of the Planet of the Apes. Because as the finale to the trilogy that was brought to us by Matt Reeves, Batman director. It was not good. It was inappropriately named. There was no fucking war.
It was really boring.
There was no war. It was more so the enslavement of the Planet of the Apes, because that's what it was. They were enslaved the entire fucking time in chains doing, labor. I was just like, bro, I'm one, like the trailer, because during the trailer and like some of the posters that they were sharing, we thought we were getting we were getting a fucking war, and I was like, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this power shift for the apes to take over and win this war, and then be like, okay, now there's a new hierarchy, but we didn't get that. So, but again, as always, let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Did you watch Planet of the Apes? Did you watch the originals? My mother showed me the originals when I was growing up, so I loved the originals, and I got to see Mark Wahlberg's, and then of course the new installment from Matt Reeves. But what are you guys thinking? Is Wes Ball going to be able to deliver a reboot of this franchise? Do you even care, or are you in the camp of it's like, I'm so sick of reboots. Can we do something new? Can we do something original? No more reboots. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Like, subscribe. Bye.